Yeah, I got the error about my GPU ran out of memory because I was testing WAN 2.2 to the max. I was trying to push it as far as I can to create the longest animations, and in this video it's all about WAN 2.2. We'll look on 2.1 what is different, and we also a little bit look on 2.5, the new release, and we'll try put it to the test, generating the longest video we can and also generate it with the best quality we can. In this video I'm going to use ComfyUI 3.64 with the latest Python install and libraries. I do recommend for you to install it through the directly path, so you can go in your ComfyUI installations, going inside update directory, and right here just run this batch update ComfyUI and Python dependency. This batch file need to be run when your server is off. So if your ComfyUI is running, turn it off, close that windows, and run this batch file. This is one of the better way to update to latest releases for the ComfyUI and Python. This is also will include all new workflows that we're going to use. To access workflows, we can go click on the top, going to browse templates, and inside templates we'll click on a video. This is what we're going to use right now. The newest, the WAN 2.2 14B, and we're going to play with text to video as well as image to video and compare with them. We're also going to the later WAN website, and we'll try WAN 2.5 to compare how the quality compare between 2.2 and 2.5. And as well we're going to look on maybe some other renders, see how they will compare and stands to this. Well, let's look. So what is make it different from previous version? WAN 2.2 introduced a dual expert denoise design. It was in a 2.1, but it kind of was putting together and not accessible. With 2.2, you definitely see right here 2K samplers, which provide one is a high and another is a low denoiser. Kind of like two UNet experts for us. Well, each diffusion steps also activate only 50% of parameters. So it's about equal 14 billion active out of 27 B. This way you can run a much larger model in a kind of smaller VRAM video card. In my case, I'm working on NVIDIA 3090 with 24 GB RAM, and in most cases it was running under 20 GB. Well, a dual noise expert provide for us high noise, which is first, which is handle motion layout, camera movements, and global structure. The low noise, the second, it's add micro details, lighting, textures, and temporal consistency. This has allowed us to better control the camera positioning and as well control the lighting necessary in our video. Well, beside that, also models was changing. And if it's 2.1 was using the FP16, here you can see on some models using FP8. This a little bit re-optimized and quantized kind of model without very visible lose of the quality. In many cases, actually, I did not even notice any quality loss, but it is produced for us much faster processing power and as well smaller sizes, so you can run on a video card with smaller VRAM. However, it wasn't any big updates in a year, and it's still using WAN 2.1, and you maybe noticing this when you uploaded or downloaded models that will not just point to 2.2, it says downloaded WAN 2.1. And this is also retains scalability on the layers for higher frequency, so it's provide very good work, and there wasn't any reason to update it. Well, also just interesting fact that 2.2 was trained on 70 million video clips, total about 2.3 million hours, while it is 1.7 times bigger than 2.1, which provide more reference for us when we're creating our animation. Well, if you compare 2.1 and 2.2, The 2.1 was using single UNet on a ComfyUI here. Other ones, 2.2, use a dual UNet, MOP high and low, where we can see active parameters was in 14 billion and 1, and here is 14 billion of 27 because we're using 2 times. Next one, quantization was FP16 versus FP8 here scaled, which is actually previously, if you run 2.1, was require a minimum 22 gigabyte video card and preferably 4090. In this case right here can be run on a 12 or 14 gigabyte. Also, interface, the speed was much slower, about 5-6 minutes, and right here when I run this test it was literally blazing fast, and mostly when we start using this inline LoRa's, which is kind of funny. They're loading, but they are speed up, and they speed up quite a bit. They do reduce a little bit on the quality because how it's a process helping, but many times I hardly notice any at all. Besides, the model allowed us on the prompt, you can use a text only in a 2.1, and 2.2, if you look on all those templates, you can see it's have a text, camera, lighting, noise, voice. I mean, it's allowed way better control. While motion artifacts did present in 2.1 with flickering and ghosting, and in 2.2, it's more smooth motion and depth. And as we mentioned before, training data 40 million videos versus 70 million videos. Well, we won't dive too much in technical information. In general, I want to say the WAN approach, it's a very unique and interesting. It's also preloading kind of frame and applying the clip to all of the frames animation instead one per one. This is also save quite a bit time. But also because of this, it's have some limitation, because if we apply clip frame per frame to all frames, not per frame like in other things, we have some limitations on controlling animations or creating different angles during all videos. But in many cases, because it is average 5 to 10 seconds clips, it does not bad. Well, let's go right now and put to the test. So what I did right here, I use it actually from one single image that I uploaded, and my text was says, man casting spell, energy shooting around, just kind of like try to animate this. And I was running a total multiple frames. You can see when I tried to run about 900 frames, it's crushed, but surprisingly it did perform very well with a slightly lower. Let me show you. So right here, let's do one example. We're going with this, and you can see it's a 5 seconds animations was created with this. The face is okay, the lighting going about consistent. Let's go a little bit higher. This one we have it 6 seconds. I don't see any changes. By the way, almost all of them have it no changes at all. Next, we will increasing slightly up the 6 seconds. 7 seconds will do very fine. Same on 11 seconds we perform, and if we're putting even, you'll see it one side by side, you can see no different in a facial or degradations in our image, which was very surprised to me how well it's performed. And if we look a little bit higher, so right here 12 seconds, then I will say, okay, how about we can push it more? And my highest without crashing on this machine was 31 seconds. Yes, you can render 31 seconds and it's work. However, you can see right here, because it's loading everything and try to render as well frames, we have it a little bit less motion applied in this way, and a look on the face will last some characteristics. Because if we look on lower frame, check on the face, you see the wrinkles, less smoothness. The other ones definitely was kind of start degrading maybe overall, but it's performed not bad. Again, right here is our animations. If we look on smaller, you can see the more details in the face, more wrinkles going, more textures in details. And again, if we're going with 30 seconds, a little bit higher, you can see how it's a less all of those details, more smoother. So because it's tried to re-optimize, and it's work by loading all of this animation in a latent space and then working with all this at the same time. So it's a plus and this is a minus. But again, 30 seconds, 31 seconds animations working, it is incredible. Well, let's compare a little bit to the WAN 2.5 and see how this will work. And here is same animation. You can see by quality it's quite a bit higher resolution. It's performed very well. Add a little bit motion and animations here as well, and I will say 2.5 definitely look not bad. And if for some reason your video card just not powerful enough to render those videos, or just not enough VRAM, then I have a very good opportunity for you from sponsor of this segment, DomoAI. I was using for some time their services, and it created quite a bit fun videos. Well, let's compare some. So here is example, same video that I was creating with WAN 2.2 or 2.5. And if we compare on this, you can see it's performed real well. Look on this, it's have full motions. It's not just, stuck with single, what is the main times happen when hands does not move or head, it's just the single shots. No, this is actually have full motions, very good sparks and continuity, very nice, no flickering at all. And of course, beside that, you can create a bunch of other funny animations like me eating donuts. By the way, this donut, it's a real donut. I know my eyes is not real. You probably noticed this, but donut is real. Well, you can try by yourself. I will put it link down below from my affiliates link, which provide for you extra credits and discounts, so you can go for free. Try it, see what you're thinking. And you can try as well, just going inside the DomoAI video. Inside here, I'll go to image to video. It's what I create for my animation. Then upload it for you want to animate or image. Put a description prompt if you want it. If you don't, just leave it blank. It's what many times I do. Down below, we have our durations, and you can see you have 5 of 10 seconds. We'll just do 5 for now. Radio show, you can select if you want specifically, but automatic work very well for me. And below, you have options relax mode or not. This is what I like it, because with the relax mode, yes, it's take a little bit longer in a queue, but you can literally render unlimited amount of videos, and it's very nice because you can stack them. It's how I create my music videos. It's how I create bunch of other, just to have it, the image generating, putting there, let them render, and after combine. And we don't need any watermark. Just click generate and wait. While the generating, let's go back to our workflow. So if we open the workflow from the image to the animations, or for example from text to our animations, let's look closer how it's work. So we'll go step by step and you understand how it's work and what properties you can adjust to achieve the better quality. And quality can be incredible. Just check this one. Look how good depth of field present, out of focus coloring. It is really beautiful cinematic video, indistinguished from real. And of course, best of all, it's running locally on your machine, so you are the one who is in control. Well, back to our workflow, you can see we have 2 workflows, and one does include our lighting LoRA steps, which generate quite a bit fast. And about 10 seconds, 10-15 seconds, it take me about 3 to 4 minutes or less. It is incredible. And someone model preloaded about 2.5 minutes. I mean, it's literally so fast, I cannot believe it. First time when I did, I thought something went wrong because it was so fast. Down below right here is disable. It's removing some LoRa's. It's perform better quality, but a little bit slower. So I will say about 1.5 to 2 times slower to create. If you're opening this workflow for first time, you will see you'll have it option to download it missing models. In this case, you will have it the one high noise model, low noise. You will have 2 LoRa's, and possibly you can have it via, but you'll notice there, as I said before, it is 2.1. Most likely you already have it if you render. I do like separations now on the diffusion models, so in the future, if just diffusion models updated, you can easily upload here. Then if you follow our workflow, we have our clip. Remember, as I said before, clip apply to all videos, which is kind of when you're creating prompt, keep this in mind. That is will apply to all videos. You can specify some motions, but I notice they're not going in like one after another. Sometimes it's kind of jumping, so keep this test, see what is work for you. Next we have this lighting LoRa's, which is kind of ironical because you seems like loading additional models, but they are speed up, and it's reason how they work inside the latent space, because does perform all the way in latent space. Our original animations, maybe a year ago, it seems like a long time ago, when you created, they usually have frames. They're creating frames, reference another frames, and try after put it all frames together, and that did create some inconsistency, flickering, and other. So new approach was different. New approach in this case, it's a generate all in latent space, which is benefit quite a bit, and you don't have this flickering. You have it nice smooth animations and consistency on the characters, which is a huge plus. So next we have our model sampling going inside here, which is apply this shift to CFG. This is options you can modify. In a second we'll kind of going over of these options, and you have a 2K samplers. One is high and another detalization. Just in case if you're wondering, okay, here will be our first render, and you can see it's kind of apply motions. You maybe if you screen your eyes, you maybe can see something, but usually it's what created. And afterwards you can have it like right here. Let's look. So right there you can see it's a one motion, same done high, and right here we have it already done with the details way better. It's a lighting, it's a small details add, and we can recognize. And next to this we have it our video. Few options right here you can modify. One, if you notice, we have it our latent space creating for image, where you can specify width and height, and most important, this is our frames. Currently it's 81 frame. In 81 frames we'll divide by frames per second. Currently 16 frames per second, so when you divide by this you'll receive it about like 5-6 seconds of animations, and it is save in format you want it, automatic if you want it, or MP4. Usually it's what I save in MP4. And also you can just save single images. Yes, this will render different images so you can see all animations. That become very useful if you want to continue, because many times you maybe render here, you'll take your last images creating, upload it again, and render as a beginning to continue your image. So you can kind of continue if your video card does not support very long animations or you want some modifications done. Well, down below here we have it our without lighting, but which provide a better quality in this case. And let's just select them, enable, and when you enable, you want to enable one workflow at a time. Very similar right here. You can see we'll lost those LoRa's, will slow down a little bit, but it does provide better quality. It's what I found. Okay, from my experimentation, again, this is my personal opinion. This is few settings I found for the better kind of work optimizing more for the color. By the way, I will have it my optimized workflow on the Patreon website, so you can go ahead and download it there. Okay, so what do we do here? We are changing few steps. So first we have it our high noise, and then we have it low noise. In high noise we want steps, let's set to 32. This is what I find. Same as CFG, we want to go to about 4.2. This will be a little bit better in this performance. So on lower we actually work a little bit different. We'll put it 18 steps, so a little bit less steps on this, but we leave it CFG same 3.5. Then we'll leave it our sampler Euler same, simple here, so there will be is same. The modification on sample SD, actually I changed this from 8, it will be 10 and 12. These values is allowed for wider temporal coherence. You can experiment with those a little bit more, see which one will provide it, but that is provide a little bit better quality in my case. The next, what I usually change is put it frame rate to 24. 16 will produce less, but you will notice a little bit jiggering. What you're watching movies, and general it's what we kind of prefer with 24 frames per second, kind of film quality. But if we perform 24 frames, that will reduce amount of how we're creating. So right here, for example, if we're putting 240 frames, this will create 10 seconds of animations, but just it should be work okay, because I render to 31 seconds on 16 frames, which is about 520 frames, and it's performed okay with some degradations on the quality. Remember, too much smoothness happening. So I would recommend you keep it about 10, 15 seconds, 20 seconds maybe. It's give you very good quality, smooth. But again, it is on about 24 gigabyte video card, and I did not see it's run too much, so about that should work fine. You can also modify width and height, but there's interesting things you want to keep it as same proportion as possible. So for example, you can increase this by 920 maybe. I don't know, but you want to reduce these ones to maybe 480. Something to keep it same proportions, width and height, but you don't want it shrink, go below or to extend higher, because then it will start overlapping latent space and it won't look correct. So you want to keep it 640 by about 640 resolution. These settings will take longer render than your lighting because we don't have it lighting LoRa's, but for me they was producing one of the best quality, which I kind of recommend for you to try it and let me know what you think about this. For your speed and lighting, you'll notice that our model sampling is reducing 5 and 5 from 8, so it's a less wider. You can even put it to 4.5 or even 4 to try it, see if the quality will be okay. It's work for some simple like cell shading animations work okay because we don't have too much texture and details, but it's obviously provide a little bit faster because as a reduction you're doing here. And as well, if you're going for like animation things, you want probably reduce the frame per second to 12 frames. This is what you usually do. It's give you this sharpness, but it's give you the perfect like anime type of the sharpness what we used to that. As well, right here you can see our steps reduction 4 in 4. You can increase on original case sampler on our high noise, then it will provide a little bit smoothness, and this is you find if your animations have a kind of jerkness a little bit, just increase this step maybe a little bit, go to 8 steps or 6 steps. Don't have it a big jump, just small increment, and this should increase a little bit more in a smoothness of your animation. Well, this is about all I want to cover at this time. It's much more to this, and I'm looking forward to when WAN 2.5 will available for us to try it on the local machines, because you can try right now through the link I will provide down below. Go play with this, try DomoAI if you need it, and install on your machine. Let me know what you think, what is your best settings you have it for the quality and speed. Thank you for watching these videos, and we'll see you next time. Bye.